Welcome back, guys. This is Mythos Gamer. It's turn 2 of our first game. I forgot to mention, during our Mythos phase of our first turn, I did put a Doom counter on our Doom track, so he now has 2 filled up. So we'll move on to turn 2 and start our Upkeep phase. Mandy is now our first player. We're going to just move her Lore and Luck over. So now she has a Lore of 4 and a Luck of 0. Move down here to Daryl. First, we're going to give him $2 for his retainer, and we're going to roll to see if he gets to keep it or not. And of course, we rolled a 1, so our retainer is now gone. We're going to leave his stats pretty much where they are. We're going to move on to Bob. With Bob, what do we want to do? I think with Bob, we're just going to move his Fight and Will over 1. Make it 4 and 3. And then we're going to move up to Joe. And Joe, we need to get someone down to the other end of Arkham. So, we're going to pump his speed up. And we're going to leave everything else the same. Now we're going to move on to our movement phase. Alright, time for our movement phase. We're starting with Mandy. She is going to move 1 over to the Unnameable. She's going to be ending her movement phase where a monster is. So we're going to have to fight that monster. First thing we have to do is make a horror check. It is at a -1. Mandy has a will of 3. But she does get +1 from bravery. So we're going to roll 3 dice. And we did get a success, so she's not too scared. Next, we're going to attack. It's a -1. I want to point out it is an undead creature. Mandy has a fight of 2, but she does have the Derringer and the Holy Water. I think we're going to go ahead and just discard the Holy Water. Take out the zombie while we're here. So give her +6. So that's going to give her a fight of 8. We only need 1. And we got 1, 2, 3. So yeah, he's definitely dead. We're going to collect him as a monster trophy. And move on to our next investigator. Right, we're on to Daryl. He has a speed of 4. He has some money to spend, so we're going to move him over to the item shop as well. And I think we're going to leave him there. We're going to move on to Bob next. Alright, Bob, he has that elder sign, so maybe we should get him closing some gates. He's got a movement of 4. We're going to send him to Northside, downtown, over Independence Square where this other zombie is, and we're going to fight the zombie. Alright, Bob has a willpower of 3. But he does have the cross, which gives him +1 to horror checks. So that's 4 -1 from the zombie, puts him back at 3. Let's roll. And we did get a success, so he's not scared. Moving on to combat. Bob has a fight of 4, but again the cross gives him a +3 because of the being undead. So he's got 7. Pretty decent chance. Let's go ahead and roll. Oh, excuse me. -1 from the actual zombie, so he has 6. And there is a success. So another dead zombie. Moving on. And finally we have our movement for Joe Diamond. With us increasing his speed to 6 this turn, we're going to move him all the way across Arkham. We're going to go 1 to East Town, 2 to Rivertown, 3 down to French Hill, 4 to the south side, 5 to Uptown, and our last we're going to end in the woods and grab these last 2 clue tokens over here. Now for our Arkham Encounters phase. Mandy, she is standing on a gate, so we're going to move her from Ryla over here all the way across to the first spot of Ryla here, so you can start exploring. Next we're going to move on to Daryl Simmons. He's over here at the shop. We're going to use the shop's ability to draw 3 unique items and hopefully get something good. Alright, the first one we drew was an enchanted knife, magic weapon, +3 to combat checks. Not bad. We have the lamp of Al-Hazred. It's a magical weapon, +5 to combat checks. Very nice. And then finally we have another powder of Ian Ghazi. It's a magical weapon, +9 to combat checks, but you lose a saying you have to discard it. He's got $8, so I think we're going to take the lamp. He already has a good weapon. He has a Sword of Glory, but he could move on and pass that to someone else, so we can have a pretty balanced team. So we're going to take the lamp for 7 and discard the other 2. Next in our encounter phase we have Bob. He is on the Great Hall, so we're going to move him over here to the other world so he can start exploring as well. And then last we have Joe Diamond. Alright, we have Joe Diamond in the woods. Let's draw an encounter card, see what we get. You are bushwhacked by the Sheldon gang. Pass a luck -1 check to avoid their trap. If you fail, lose 2 items of your choice and 2 stamina. Wow, another luck check for Joe Diamond. This time I think we're going to spend a clue token. I don't like spending clue tokens, but 2 stamina and 2 items is pretty big. We've already lost $8 to luck -1 check. Let's see if we can prevent it this time. So we'll spend a clue token. And because of Joe's ability, he actually gets a second die. So we have 2 dice. Let's see if we can pass this. Whew, wow. 2 successes. I'll take that. Alright, so Joe is safe, surprisingly. And we're going to move on to our next phase. Alright, we are in the Otherworld Encounters phase, starting with Mandy. We need to draw a red or a yellow encounter card. Let's see what we get. A red one. Let's see, it's not on there, so we'll read other. The shadowy entity gives up a chase. Lose 1 stamina from exhaustion. Okay, not good, but could be worse. Move on to Bob. Alright, Bob Jenkins' Otherworld Encounter phase. We're looking for a blue or green encounter card. We have a green one. And the Great Hall is not on there. So we'll read other. And it says, you come across a sleeping whore with a tentacle draped across a small gold idol. Silence is of the essence as you attempt to gently ease the idol out from under the creature's pseudopod. Make a sneak -1 check. If you pass, gain $3. If you fail, lose 2 stamina. Well, the bad news is his sneak is 1, and he has nothing to help him. So he's only got 3 clue tokens. I think we will hold on to those, and we will take the 2 stamina damage for now. We can always heal that back up later. Not a great Otherworld Encounter phase, but that's how it goes sometimes. We will move on to the Mythos phase. Alright, it is our Mythos phase. We're going to draw a Mythos card. Let's see what we get. Okay, first thing I'm going to go ahead and do before I forget is put a Doom token on here. We're going to be putting a gate at the witch's house. Draw my gate. See what we get. A Yuggoth. I'm going to place that at the witch's house and lose our clue token, unfortunately. Next, we're going to draw a monster. And we got a Dole. Dole's pretty nasty. Physical resistance, magic resistance, nightmarish 1, overwhelming 1, and 3 stamina. Wow. Alright, let's get him set up. Alright, he is set up and ready to go. Next we're going to check for our clue. Clue appears at, looks like the Black Cave. So we've got, oh, that's the graveyard. Excuse me. Here we go. The Black Cave. Alright. Movement. We only have one monster on the board now, and it is a circle. So no movement from the Dole, and then up to the text. Noden's Favor. Another environment card, so this will replace the one that was already out. It costs 2 fewer clue tokens to seal gates. That is fantastic. We will take that all day long. Hopefully we won't get any other environment cards anytime soon. Alright, looks like that's going to be it. We'll be moving on to our next turn.